Hi guys, welcome back to the Billionaire Talk.
Billionaire Talk. Welcome. Oh man, let me see who we have in here.
Hold on, let me scroll it back.
Okay, she's scrolling. The one and only Coco Empire. Yes.
That's Ice Heart. I was saying it wrong. Ice Heart So Cold. Remember I kept saying Icy 3 Heart?
Oh yeah, you sure
Ice
was.
Heart So Cold.
Oh,
I apologize.
Okay. We apologize. We apologize. Thanks for tuning in.
These talks are priceless. Yes.
Thank you.
Tiffany,
Thank
hey,
you. What's going on, Tiff?
Tiffany Chanel.
What's going on?
This is April.
The one and only April is in the building.
Yes. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. You know, so I decided we got open minds. Hello. Welcome. You know, so if anybody else I missed, welcome once again. You know, to another edition of Billionaire Talk, and I've decided what I'm gonna do. You know, I did the Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm hey, what's up, Angel? So what I'm gonna do, the schedule as of now is gonna be the Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna do Tuesday 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm gonna do Saturday 5 p.m. Eastern. That's gonna be it. So and then we're gonna put the schedule out and everything. So be it. So again, welcome. I trust you guys had an awesome day. I did, kind of long and drawn out still. Got some more going on, but again, welcome to another second edition of Billionaire Talk, and this one is going to be entitled Black Business. And when I came up with that title, it was crazy because not realizing that this is like the blackout day, and when they talk about the blackout day, it's not spending and all this type of stuff and spending with your own and community and different things like that, and it's all good because that's I kind of touched on that on the last video, and the first video was the what's going on. And another thing is kind of funny. I didn't realize about my Marvin Gaye shirt because of what's going on and the song and all this type of stuff. So I got it on today. I'm a little bit backwards. I should have had it on the other day. So please forgive me with that one. But again, I'm not gonna keep you long. Again, July 7, 2020. A lot of people are calling it the blackout day, and it's just exercising our economic power in the Black community, and the as I said before, we are roughly 1.3 trillion buying power, across the globe, and that's huge. We're the biggest community, as far as the buying power. But on the flip side of that, we're the least amount of wealth, overall. And research the numbers. Because these numbers keep on changing, but we roughly have the same amount of wealth we had after slavery. We had great moments, as I said before in previous videos, in the 1920s and 30s with Black Wall Streets and different things all across the country, but before then, we still have the same amount of wealth when we have more in 2020. I think more opportunity than what our ancestors had. And again, this whole thing with the Billionaire Talk is just that. you know, with the billionaire mindset. And, you know, if you've been following me, you know, the mindset, the money, the movement. And it's not all about a black and white or green, yellow, brown, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. But I will, you know, talk more so probably about the black community more than anything, because that's what I know, you know, and not just to bash any other races or whatever, but more to uplift and empower. This is all what this channel is about. This is not a racial channel or black and white, you know, green, brown, whatever. It's an empowerment channel, period. You know, so let's be clear on that, and to motivate you and to inspire, you know, well, what community you come from, you know, plain and simple. So what's going on, James?
Hey James, how you doing, fam?
So yeah, so again, National Blackout Day, we stand at right now roughly 1.3 trillion, you know, dollars in buying power. And what I said as well in previous videos, you know, it's a lot going on now with the, you know, protesting. And, you know, when that protest first started, you know, we was burning things down. And even now, but, you know, many years ago in the, you know, the 60s, when Dr. King actually was assassinated and everything, places like Watts in California, LA area burned to the ground, and, you know, different places around the whole country burned, you know, to the ground. And we burned our own stuff, our own liquor stores, our own neighborhood stores. And a lot of that, you know, still, you know, came up, you know, in 2020 in this recent protest or uprising, you know, when it started with the George Floyd incident. So,
hold on.
Again.
Thank you. Iceheart, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the cash out. We appreciate you.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you. And if I miss anybody, you know, welcome. You know, like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys long. You know, I'm just, you know, here, you know, just, you know, trying to, you know, spit the knowledge the best way I can. So again, you know, I agree with the energy that the protesters are doing. You know, you got some people knocking these statues down and, you know, all that type. So I agree with the energy, but, you know, again, with the businesses and the stores or whatever, you know, let's be careful what we're doing, because, you know, these are some of the stores that's, you know, in our community, and this is the way people feed our families, and they have nothing to do with what's going on. They're, you know, treating us with respect, you know, whether what color they are. You do have some people who do that, you know, in our communities, whether, you know, they Asian or Arab or whatever, and they treat us with respect. But you do have some that, you know, don't care about, you know, us as a people, and they just want our dollar. And that's what we have to, again, go into the billionaire talk. You know, remember this and keep in mind the 1.3 trillion number, the 1.3 trillion. You know, I applaud this National Blackout Day, or Bow Day. Well, that was like what they call it, Blackout Bow Day, whatever. Blackout Day today, July 7th. But and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to take notice of our economic power, which is wonderful. But to be honest, one day, you know, I mean, one day we'll have to have a whole 100% to really affect one day. Because for one, you have to get it on out there as far as the social media presence, or, you know, of the communication, or who really knows that is going on. And to be honest, I didn't really know until, you know, like yesterday. I saw it, and I saw it again on social media today. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, you know, but it still coincides with my billionaire talk tonight. So, you know, didn't know. It's just a good, you know, coincidence. So one day, you know, it's a start, but I've talked before about the little history lesson Montgomery bus boycott we did many years ago in Montgomery, Alabama, and what they did, they shut the bus system down because we had, as in a black community, we were sitting in the back of the bus, and they wouldn't allow us to ride and sit in front of the bus. And if we were sitting closer to the front, and a white person to have a seat, we had to automatically move. So that's what happened with that. But how we got past that was, again, going back to that economic power. We shut those people back in those days shut the bus system down because they were like, we're not riding no more. And again, things I talk about is unity. They was unified. They had a plan and they had a strategy, and that bus boycott lasted for about a year. So people who didn't have cars, they carpool or either they walked. And very few, you know, um, black people at that time had cars. So, you might have had one or two in the neighborhood, if that had vehicles to go from back and forth to work, whatever. But we were unified. We were unified. And again, the same thing got to happen today in 2020. And even you talk about 40, 50 years ago, the fact still remains the same of the economic power, you know. But it's we have it in hand with us, as a community, and we need to exercise it. One day, I mean, I applaud one day, but we got to do better than that. And if people are treating us wrong and people are disrespecting us in our communities or stores, whatever, and not only just a store, any type of service or product or anything. And this even goes down when I talk about black business. I'm not even talking about just service and product. I'm talking about with our vote. Even with our vote. If you got city councilmen or politicians or presidents, that's not respecting us, we have the power. And the masses have the power, and this is the way this system is set up. So again, keep in mind the 1.3 trillion, 1.3 trillion. We don't have to light one match to burn anything down. We don't have to destroy not one statue, for real, for real. We really don't. All we had to do is shut it down. Don't spend your money there. We have a lot of black owned businesses, and we need more. And we need to expand our businesses because back in the day, we had our own doctors and lawyers and all of that, and so we need to expand that so we can have our own community, like other races have. So we need to expand that. And again, the other part of dealing with black business is the customer service aspect of it. Okay. I'm gonna be real. Not all, but a lot of how we do business, it's not business. It's what they say, business. Business. And it's something that's with us that we treat each other, you know, different than what we do with any other race when it comes down to business.
True.
Whether it's the hookup, the discount. If I got a brand, I'm a businessman. If I got a brand, if I'm selling this shirt for $25, I'm coming to you and that's too much. I want to, nah, how about 15 or this and that. We tend to negotiate when somebody's trying to, again, feed their family. But will we negotiate with the Arab man or the white man or the Asian man? Will we negotiate?
Nope.
So that mindset that we have to change in our culture and black business. That and one of the biggest things is time. Time. In the black community, we got the thing called CP time, color people time. It's going on forever. And do we have to do that? And I know the ladies, y'all see it a lot, probably in the hair salons, the brothers in the barber shops, just our restaurants. There's just a lot, and it's crazy because we have come so accustomed to it, yeah, this person can, they got a good restaurant, yeah, the fish is good and all this type stuff, but the service is terrible, the customer service is terrible, all of it, but we're still patronized, because, we don't even know when we being treated bad, and on the flip side of that as well, we go after our own quicker than what we do our counterparts. If again somebody have a restaurant, it might be one server that might be rude or whatever. We jumping on social media before we even go through the proper channels. And not to say you don't have the right to do that, but will you do that to one of the big name, restaurants? That's a franchise or whatever. Would you do that? And the thing, reason why I'm saying all this, because with us, anybody all across this country who have a black business, who's had one, who started one, and I know we go through the same stuff, the same hurdles. I'm not saying show no favoritism, but you got to treat us a little bit different. And I'm gonna be real with that. Because we're, you got some people who just starting out in that restaurant or whatever, and one bad review can just tear them apart. And I ain't even talking about just the food part. I'm just talking about just, customer service. One person that had a bad day, and you go on their social media or their website or whatever, just dogging it, oh yeah, this service, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You have the right to do that. I'm not saying you don't, but take a breath. Take a breath, and how about going through the proper channels and, going to the manager who's on duty or the owner who may be there before you do that. Because what I'm trying to say, they can't afford to hit at this early stage, So I'm reading some stuff going on right now.
Let me get back to okay. April was thanking everybody. Thank you.
Okay, April.
Coming and listen to my brother drop them nuggets.
Okay, cool.
James is telling the truth right here.
Look at how much money probably I made off of all of with the chicken sandwich. Yes.
Yeah.
And the chicken sandwich wasn't that good, to me.
Love the knowledge.
Thank you. So we were
great subject, great points of knowledge.
Thank you, my brother.
Hey,
thank
Miss Terrell, how you doing?
What's going on, Miss Terrell? Yeah. So again, of how we treat us, and we go through a lot of hurdles just to get open, and we need all the support and when you have maybe an establishment like a white establishment or in a foreign Asian or what have you, and if you give them a review, it's not going to hit them as much as us because 1 or 2 reviews. And how about this? If you go into that same restaurant, you may have that same server, or you might have the same bad customer service. Then, you can, do whatever. And again, this is just my opinion. You can do what you want to do, but I'm just trying to express the other side of the black business when we go. I think from what I've seen, we go for our own too hard first before anybody else, and not realizing that we can't take the hits like our counterparts. Early on in these businesses or restaurants, whatever. But if the service or the product is just god awful, terrible, yes, go for it. Because and on another end with that, we got to tighten up. We just can't be out there just okay, I got a restaurant, okay, I got a cleaning service or whatever, and just run it. And that's going back to my other point of things. Do your research. I've been in the cleaning game for probably well over 25 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. I made good money, but I made a lot of mistakes. And if as they say, if what I know now, well, I would have known probably like 20 something years ago, it would have been phenomenal. And but I was younger, and I kind of did it step by step, willy nilly, trying to just learning, but not doing a lot of my research and everything. And again, like I said, I made a lot of mistakes. So my point I'm trying to say, do your research. Do your research. We can't keep, having these black businesses and expect people to take us serious, and we don't take ourselves serious. Learn your craft. If you can cook, just because you can cook, just because you can fry some chicken up, that don't mean that you need to open a restaurant. Seriously. And if you do it, do your research. There's a lot going on with that. Different zoning and codes, and the stuff you have to go through, and everything. So don't just because everybody wound over my fried chicken, and you think you can open a restaurant. Do your research, and that's what a lot of our counterparts do. In other communities, they'll do the research and take the time. Just don't jump up. Because you have a couple of dishes that everybody like, and then now you want to open a restaurant. I always suggest people with the restaurant business. I think that some people just go ahead and open it, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I always suggest the food truck idea, because the food truck is limited investing. The biggest thing with a food truck is that you have to find a location. Location is the big thing. And yes, James, business class. Please take some. And James, you're so right with that. Like I said, from my mistake 20 some years ago, I took business classes, but I mean, I just wasn't. The thing I didn't do, I didn't apply it to my own business, which is crazy, but I didn't do that. And I'll just again go on kind of willy nilly what I knew, because I knew that I was good and cleaning and doing floors and carpets and all this type of stuff, but I didn't do the business thing. What's good, Chef? What's good? Yes, the objective of a good restaurant is to be able to repeat the quality standards for everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Good, Chip. Good, Chip. Yeah. So again, so I made a lot of mistakes, and man, and I'm gonna put it down one day with a book and everything. But I usually verbally tell people now, who work for me or whatever, and I advise a whole bunch of people who have their own businesses and everything. Some, accepted my advice, some didn't, and but I tell them my mistakes, and if I can round it out, that was probably one of my biggest mistakes of not researching and doing my research, and I still do it to this day. I'm always constantly, trying to better myself, and and you always got to go with the trends. With any business, whether restaurant or what have you. You got these people. You can't keep on. You know, you've been in the restaurant business for 20 years. You still trying to roll with grandma's peach cobbler. That you did 20 years ago. Sometimes you got to change that thing up a little bit. You can still have grandma, peach cobbler on the menu, but maybe you want to start putting a little bit other stuff, more popular, items on the menu, drink special or something. I don't know, so. But again, research, and one other thing, we can't expect to open our business, and just because we got it open, people gonna come. And let me explain that even further. Again, the restaurant situation. We can't just open the doors. We got the restaurant all pretty and nice, whatever. We might have just put it on Facebook. We got a Facebook page and all that. And bam, people gonna come in the door. People coming. And we're gonna sell on out the whole nine. 9 times out of 10, that's not gonna roll that way. And when I say all of that, you got to, go for the long haul with any of this. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And that's one of my favorite sayings. It's a marathon and not a sprint. So, when I say that, you might have your first 5, 6, 7 months, maybe a year, that may be a little rocky. But you can fold up. Let's get back to
Bree,
some
how
of the
you
comments.
Doing? Bree just came in.
Oh, Bree in the building. What's good, Bree?
And then the next comment.
Okay. Yes, sir. I've learned from my mistakes as well. Being willing to change and not being stubborn in your way of thinking each day is different. Yes. And that's like gold nuggets there. You got to be willing to change. Again, go back to the grandma's peach cobbler. Grandma peach cobbler might have been hitting in 1975 when you first opened that restaurant, and and people wanted peach cobbler. Same way and everything. Now, you might be now in 2020 that people ain't feeling that peach cobbler no more. So you gotta again stay with the trend, just like James said. You got to stay with the trend, and you got to know the trend, and look at what other people doing, and look at where your industry is going. They say within the next 5 years. Look at where your industry is going. The thing about this virus, the COVID-19, it really threw so many industries for a loop. The situation we in right now really do a lot of industries for a loop, and we've never seen anything like this before. And so this right now, we got to be more versatile than ever. Versatile than ever. Chip, yes, customer surveys are important. Yes, know what the customer wants. Yeah. And to put Chip and James statements together, Chip saying know what the customer wants, and James talking about not to be stubborn. Don't be too big for your business. And I keep on going back to the peach cobbler thing because that's a good example. I like grandma peach cobbler. The cousins like grandma peach cobbler. We've been rocking it since 1975, but maybe the people don't no more ain't feeling grandma peach cobbler at the restaurant.
It's the same thing with the bread pudding. All my life, the way I've always had bread pudding, it had the raisins in it. Until recently, we didn't got peaches in the bread pudding.
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew
That person going to heaven. They got this spot in heaven putting peaches in bread pudding. Like, now I don't even want to go back to the raisins. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, that's good side
Was
no
that a
Nikki.
good one?
Good side no Nikki. You know, but I'm gonna say with my peach cobbler one. But but yeah, yeah. But you always want to see what in business they call forecast. Forecast where your business is going. You know, your industry is going. Where you know, real estate. Real estate is a prime example of an industry that you know have its ups and downs. And you know, so you got to look at it and say, okay, where you know is the housing market going? You know, it's just like back in '08. You know, it like you know went down, but it was actually predicted because I was actually in real estate school around about that time, and they was just talking about different ways to survive, like being a property manager and different things like that. The housing market kind of made a turn in recent years. You know, right now, just with things is going on. Yeah, I'm gonna read Chip. Me, I have no problem being a servant to the community, and being a servant means to satisfy the customer. Yes, yes, should be. So again, you know, with the housing market, it's you know going pretty decent now. A little stalled right now because of what's going on because people are like unsure, you know. But it's not like it was, you know, many years ago, you know, with the crash. So again, you know, that's a prime example of, you know, forecasting, you know, the future of your industry. See where your industry is going, you know, and that's not hard to do. You know, that's not hard to do. And they say, you know, the next 5 years, you know, see and you know, see where it's going so you can maneuver and follow the trend. You know, simple as that. But we're gonna read some more stuff. Okay. James, the big restaurant franchise, why you think they advertise something different? A different bird with different topics that keep your mind interested. Yes, 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 yes. And yeah, McDonald's and all that. I mean, I'm 49 years old. When I was a kid, you know, that's what the taste was rule. And you know, when I was a kid, what McDonald's? The biggest thing they had was the Big Mac. Big Mac and fries, and then you might have had a quarter pounder, and then yeah, and then you might have had a sundae, the you know the vanilla chocolate sundae or whatever, and a soda. That was it. That was it 20, 30 years ago. And now you go into McDonald's. I don't even go to McDonald's no more, but you go into McDonald's now. I'm sure they got stuff all over the place. Even when you go to those you see the KFCs that mix in with Taco Bell and all this type of stuff, and you know they constantly changing. And who knew? Like years ago, I don't know who first started. I want to say Domino's, but having brownies, you know, with brownies and pizza, you know, to me, you know, mixed to me. But hey, you know, they did it because they were like, we're not just gonna sell pizza no more. We're gonna, you know, have the brownies, you know, with it too.
I said you really good for 49.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I try. I try. You know, it's the knowledge, it's the knowledge. Yeah, but yeah, again with the trends and you know, being diverse, you know, the whole nine, you know. But you know, with pizza and then when they did it, I think other people started doing pizza and a cookie and you know, all this type of stuff and you know, so they were just trying something different because you can't keep on doing the same thing because, you know, after a while, if you're gonna, you know, feed me a steak dinner for the last 20 years, you know, every Monday, after a while I'm gonna get tired of that steak dinner. I don't think it's gonna take no 20 years either. You know, maybe, maybe get some chicken sometime or lamb or whatever. But you know, again, follow the trends. Go with the trend. So, but yeah. So the thing about you know going back to the billionaire mindset, and I'm particularly talking about how we run business. You know, and I talk about time. I talk about dependability. So now I'm talking about you know we're going to focus on dependability. If you can't provide a service or product, you know, just don't do it. We, a lot of times we have, we've done a service like halfway, whatever. No, we can't do it, but we just get the money. Just get the money for it, knowing that we can't provide. If you come to me with, again, I want this T-shirt. I want this Marvin Gaye T-shirt. And I want it by Friday, this Wednesday. I know I can't even get it to you by Friday. But I'm saying, oh yeah, I got you. I'm taking money, this and that, blah blah blah. You take the money and stuff. Come Friday, ain't got a T-shirt. So stuff like that, you gotta be straightforward and honest. Yes, you got it their way, and only way now everything is made where you can order it different. Yes, and getting on that point, you go into these stores now, the restaurants or what have you, and I'm gonna get to the taking the labor out of things. Big chain, Walmart's or whatever. Going, to me, it's funny. I go to Walmart because it's a one-stop shop. But most of the time, their customer service is terrible. And so I say that to say this. Now that you having the self checkout and all that, so you're eliminating all of that. So I'm waiting for the food to do a food fest. The food would be wonderful. Yes. It's coming. All that coming. Yeah. So, but okay, Walmart. Most of the customer service, it actually depends on what location of Walmart you go to. We have some here that if you go to certain areas, the customer service is awesome. You got certain areas it's like, come on now. It's just like, come on now. But, so as y'all see all across the country that they're giving a lot of employees, self-checkout, but it's like, if you provide me with good customer service or whatever, you can't be replaced. You go to some of these big chains like Starbucks, whatever, excellent customer service. Chick-fil-A, excellent customer service. Or Panera Bread, what have you. Even though they're doing automated stuff, but you don't see them wiping out pretty much their whole workforce. Go to Walmart. Compare Walmart to what it was probably a year ago. If you had like 30 people working in there now, working about a year ago, it's probably down about 15 now. And now they actually shutting their doors a little bit earlier, So again, but if you provide me with something that I can't replace, hey, you're there. But again, going back to our business, so if I got this restaurant, yeah, I can fry that chicken good and okay. But how many other people can fry chicken good? You got millions of people can fry chicken good. But what stands apart?
Okay, James, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
No doubt. And anybody who's doing quality, yes. And again, to remind you guys, I'm gonna be back on Saturday at 5 p.m. You'll get notifications. Well, Saturday 5 p.m. Eastern time. So again, the chip say quality and customer service, and you got to provide a service that cannot be replaced. So again, millions of people can cook chicken, but can you cook this chicken and then provide me with this awesome customer service at the same time? Because I could be going down the street, chicken is just as good or maybe better than mine, but they nasty, they rude, they don't feel well, you don't feel welcome in there. So who are you gonna go to? Are you gonna go to the one, chicken, the chicken is still the same, but I feel invited. And when I come to Aaron Nicky spot, I feel like family. Everybody greeting me, everybody's helping me. But when I go down the street, you know, they're just slapping the chicken on there. Chicken's still good. They're just slapping the chicken on there. They don't speak to me. They just throw in the bag at me, go, all right, take the money, bang. You know. And I go back to, customer service, with my first real job, I ran it hard as I'm about 15 years old. And, these kids these days, they definitely don't go through the same training, with these fast foods. Some actually do pretty good, but some just like, who taught you? Who taught you? I remember when, they were strict on customer service. I remember on the front line, you couldn't talk. I mostly was the cook, when I did hardest, but yeah, front line, you couldn't talk or any of that, and laugh and all that. I mean, I hear old conversations now, and people doing other things and leaving out, where the lines are piling up, all of that type of stuff. So again, who are you gonna go to? You can go to people who just treat you whatever, as long as I got my service or product, or you can go to mine, I still get my service or product, but I feel like family. You're gonna feel more comfortable with a person that you feel like family. So again, that same business sense with us. Okay, we got something we're gonna read. When you put love into every dish and demand it from your employee, the taste will show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yes. And just like what Chip's saying, you having a standard. You having a standard. And you can have a good standard and you can have a bad standard. And I mentioned, one of the big chains, and not all of them, but Walmart in certain areas, customer service is horrible. You know, and looking at them and compared to I mentioned other people like Chick-fil-A and Starbucks, whatever, you clearly see who focus more on customer service. Walmart just wants you to get in and get out, and that's it. I don't care if people talk to you, rude to you, whatever. You go to some of the other establishments, they're like, oh, okay, and we frequent them places, some of them other places, and it's and they make you feel good. Sometimes you just gonna be kind of humdrum or whatever. You go in there and they, oh, okay, hey, welcome, you want whipped cream in your coffee, this and that, blah blah, and they like, and then after that, you kind of perked up, and you kind of feeling better about the day. Customer service, customer service, so. But again, I'm gonna actually start shutting down. But to summarize everything, this was the second edition of the Billionaire Talk, and I talk about Black business, and we were here today. They're talking about the Black Buyout Day and everything, exercising our economic power, the 1.3 trillion, that we have in our grasp. And I just want you guys to know that you just you don't have to burn nothing down. You don't have to burn anything down. You don't have to break no windows or any of that. All you got to do is just don't go. Just don't go. We hold 1.3 trillion, in our hands. And all you gotta do is just don't go. You ain't gotta burn nothing down. Just don't go. So if you didn't take anything away from this one, just take that. Just don't go. If you go to your local, convenience store, they treat you nasty or whatever. And I can bet you, if you unify the neighborhood and just don't go, they gone. They gone. And they can be replaced with somebody that's gonna treat you with some dignity. So okay, we got Chip. I see. We get some of them. Get some of them. Appreciate y'all taking the time to address the issues of the Black business. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Chip. You know how we do. You know how we do. It's a lot of issues that we have to address, in our own community. And if we don't address these in our own community, how can we expect other people to treat us a certain way? I applaud all the protesters and what they are doing and everything. But at the same time, we are missing, we are missing stuff that's in our own community. Let's get this same energy when Mookie or Ray Ray down the street, selling drugs on our block, and we know he's selling drugs on our block, or who shot that little girl or whatever. And we want to be in this no snitching. Let's get the same energy with that. I agree with you, wholeheartedly. Police brutality and how a lot of cops treat us in our community has been going on for forever. I agree, but that's only half the battle. I agree with Black Lives Matter movement and what they doing, whatever, but that's only half the battle. You know until we get the whole battle, the whole battle, nobody's going to give us no respect. Nobody. So let's start telling them, Mookie and Ray Ray and all them, and when they doing them things in our own neighborhood. I mean, I don't even care if it's just trash in our neighborhood. That's still our neighborhood. That still have our property value go down. So again, we can't be halfway. We got to be all the way with it. And until we get all the way with it, nobody's gonna take us serious. Point blank. So, but again, tune in next time with the Billionaire Talk, 5 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, 8 p.m., and Saturday, 5 p.m. So if I confuse all that, yeah, but I would definitely post, the times and everything. So I'm going to read the last comments, and we're going to get on out of here. It's always going to be harder for us, so we must be more than what most expect. God will reward. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. We, and I don't know, you was in the live earlier when I was talking about that, when I was talking about how we so harder on ourselves with our business, more so than our counterparts, when just the one or two little things wrong at the black restaurant, we want to blast them all on social media and all that. But do we do that when we go to TGI Fridays or some of these big franchises? Do we do that? So we have to be a little bit different with our own. Yes, if you keep on getting the same bad service, same bad person, yeah, all for it. You don't get no pass because you're still a black-owned business, but at the same time, let's do it proper because we just starting out, and one bad hit from somebody who just had a bad day, can destroy us. That's not going to destroy TGI Fridays or Outback or Bonefish Grill. That's not going to destroy them. If you go on those big names and the reviews and stuff, out of put a number 150 reviews, they might have about 20 of them bad, but they ain't gonna shut down. With that, if we got 30 and 10 of them bad because something that can be I guess taken care of. Maybe it could be a person and taken care of. And with us, if you follow us on our food channel and everything, we have had this is the other part that we don't go into, but we've had maybe a little bad service, like if we went to pick up the food or whatever, but we don't blast them because it just we know how hard it is just to get started.
Right.
With that, if the food good, whatever, so be it. You'll find out. Not to say we hiding anything, but it's just like we got to look at the whole picture.
And talk
good
to the
for us.
owner first.
Yeah, talk to the
Go
owner
to the
first.
owner.
Or the manager that's on duty. You know.
Okay.
You know. So
thank you, Chip.
Thanks, Chip. Thanks, Chip.
He was telling everybody to have a good night, but he's gonna keep us up until the end.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down because we gotta, do some things and stuff. So, thank you once again, everybody who's still here, everybody who passed through. Thank you once again to tuning in to the Billionaire Talk. I'm taking baby steps with this. I decided to go ahead and roll with it. So just bear with me. I'm gonna spit it out as much as I know, and just thank you for thanks Coco. Yeah. So once again, Billionaire Talk, and we about to sign this joint on out.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate the love and support.
Mm-hmm.
We will be posting reminders, ahead of time, of course, to let y'all know the next time that he goes live.
Mm-hmm.
So thank y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Coco Empire is going to be doing a premiere tonight.
Okay.
So make sure y'all tune in. She's about to repost the reminder. So go ahead and set y'all reminders. She said she's going to do it 8:30, but she's Central Time. I'm Eastern Time. So which means if it's 8:30 her time, which is Central Time, then that means it'll be 9:30 my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. So y'all have a good yes, Angel. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Y'all have a good night. And we'll see y'all next time for another Billionaire Talk.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, April Fool. Oh, you welcome, Coco. No problem, Pooh. Angel, you welcome. Ice Heart, thank you so much for tuning in. Miss Terrell, yes, thank you so much for keeping us up and running. We truly appreciate you guys. And everyone else is listening. If I missed your name, please forgive me. Fault my mind, not my heart. Thank y'all so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.